This film is all about you, as our valued volunteers within Leicestershire libraries, archives, museums, collections, arts and learning. Thank you for the energy and commitment you give to people and places in our county. You are one of nearly 1,000 volunteers who support the important delivery of our services. Thank you for helping us to build stronger, more resilient and independent communities. And thank you for making a difference to the people of Leicestershire. What you do is just amazing, and here are some of your stories. Nikki supports volunteers like Sue, who help to make a day a week a special day for their community through shared reading. This is an amazing example of communities working with us to design and deliver new and meaningful activities.
The group is a shared reading group, which is live reading, so it's different from your average book group because we read live, we read out loud, and we talk about what we read as we go along. What we find is quite a lot of older people come because obviously they've got more time than younger people. We have people who have mental health issues. We have people who are just lonely and want to get out of the house and meet up with people, and it's a very relaxed way to do that. There's no pressure. This project is entirely dependent on volunteers who have come forward to help run these groups. We have about 20 on the team running 9 different groups across the county, and they've all been trained in shared reading, facilitating, and we really depend on them entirely to be able to run this, because it's an important feature of the groups that they run every week and that they're free to everybody. So if we didn't have volunteers, we wouldn't be able to do that.
I lost my husband just a year ago. I've come to this group every Friday morning, pretty well since he died, for something lovely to do. And I haven't regretted a single moment of it. And I've enjoyed it so much that when volunteers were asked to support Julie, I had no hesitation in saying, yes, I'd like to do that and give back, hopefully, something that I have gained from coming to this group.
It's a very helpful, friendly, enjoyable group, and it's a 100% certainty for me on a Friday morning. And as I said, I can't emphasize any more than Sue did just how much we rely on and appreciate the help that we receive from all the volunteers.
Jane is one of 150 volunteers who regularly visit people in their homes who might otherwise be isolated, lonely or vulnerable, and deliver specially chosen books for them to read. But it's not just about the books, as you will now hear from Barbara.
So I volunteer for the home library service, which means that I go to the library once a month or so and pick books for generally an elderly person or somebody that can't get out of their home to get to the library. The coordinator has often been in touch with the person. I found out what sort of books they like to read and what format of books, or whether they like talking books or large print books and things like that. And then I take the books round to their house, generally sit and have a chat and a cup of tea and talk about the books and talk about other stuff as well. So.
I didn't know Jane. I'd never met her before, but she came to bring the libraries for me to look at, and she left them with me. She trusted me, and we've really got to be quite friendly, and she's a very nice person. And for people that haven't got anyone to come and see them, that's, I'll say, stuck at home and can't get out, the best thing for them to do is to get in touch with the library, and the volunteer libraries will come out and talk to them. All very nice and cheerful, and it's a lovely service that they give.
The reason I volunteer is because I like reading myself. I think it's important. I think it's important for other people, and I know that there are people out there that can't get out of the house, can't get to the library, and that the service is really important for them.
Who said never work with children or animals? Over 50 young volunteers were brave enough this summer, and what a difference they made.
Okay, so the event today was a Zoo Lab event, which was a celebration of our volunteers. And the reason that we had that is because our volunteers do so much work for us over the summer, and we wanted to thank them personally, and we wanted to thank them in front of the children that they'd helped to finish the Summer Reading Challenge. Over the summer, all the children coming into the library are encouraged to read 6 books, and they do that in a couple of different visits. Each time they visit, they get a set of stickers to put onto a poster that we give them, a record-breaking poster. The theme this year is record breakers. So what the volunteers have been doing is actually helping the children to find where to stick their stickers. They've been helping them to talk about the books that they've been reading over the summer, which ones they enjoyed, which ones they didn't like so much and why, and what they'd like to read next. And also they've been explaining to the parents and the children how the challenge works and what kind of rewards you can get when you've actually finished your challenge. As a treat for some of the children that have actually finished the reading challenge and managed to read their 6 books, we had Zoo Lab in today. So what they do, as you can see, is they actually bring the animals out to the children, allow them to touch and hold the animals if they'd like to, and also explain about how these animals have broken world records and why they're important animals to us, and a little bit about the animals.
The challenge has been hugely successful. We have a sheet of schools on the board by the entrance to the library showing just how many of the students have completed the challenge, and I'd say it looks pretty full. Yeah, lots and lots, if not 100%, have completed the challenge.
Unemployed and feeling low? What could be more valuable than someone taking their time to individually help you to get back some of your confidence and to see the smile on your face when you get that job? Having had a very difficult year, Jennifer has her own story, but is still giving back her time and experience to help others.
I've been volunteering at the Coville Library Job Club on a Friday morning for around 6 months now. And I volunteer because due to having epilepsy, I have struggled to find paid employment, and I have decided I would like to have a structure to my week and my days, and I can do that here. My role at the Job Club is a computer helper. That includes helping them find work, be it on Universal Job Match or job agencies. I help them set up email accounts and check their emails. Some people come here for a little extra support, a little chat. Some of them come here and it helps them grow with social skills by doing that, which they can then take into a workplace.
So from a personal perspective, it's really nice to have the volunteers here. We've got a good atmosphere going, it's always very friendly and laid back. Our volunteers clearly want to come in and give back to the community and to help people out, and it seems to help them as well to visit and to look after our clients.
Paige is over one of 100 young people that the Get Set project has supported into gaining paid work through taking one of our unique voluntary work placement opportunities at Leicestershire County Council. This is Paige's story.
My name is Paige and I currently work at Bow Manor Hall. And my story is, when I was younger, I got into trouble with the police a lot for antisocial behaviour. And I wanted to change. So I started volunteering, working with children that were in the same position as me, and that then made me realise that I wanted to become a youth worker or some kind of work with children. So I went to the Get Set programme and they put me with Bow Manor Hall working with children doing outdoor pursuits. Now the Get Set programme's come to an end for me. Bow Manor offered me a job part-time with them, and I also got offered a youth work job. So Get Set are really good as they listen to what you want. They don't just place you in any random job. They look at what you're good at and what you actually want to do as a career and put you somewhere where you want to be that's linked into you, that's good for you.
Helping us to keep in touch with our past, Shirley and Anne enjoy making their personal interests valuable by helping to conserve history for all of us. And they work with such a good bunch too.
My name is Anne Colling. I previously was a librarian, and when I retired I didn't particularly enjoy it, so I've now decided that I would like to do something helpful but also within my comfort zone. Therefore, I came up to the record office. I initially catalogued their Ladybird collection onto the system. I'm now cataloguing the local authors collection, which I actually enjoy doing. I've only got to see, and there's a lot of it, but it will keep me going for some time. As far as I'm concerned, it's my brain work of the week. I do enjoy it, and I'd like to carry on doing it for some time.
What do I get out of it? The fascination working with documents and photographs and things from the past, which are of great interest. I also get out of it the fact that I work with a very good bunch of people who have accepted me as a person, not just as the volunteer. They're a great pleasure to work with. And as I say, the work is fascinating.
How exciting to be able to work with original objects, documents, photos, art, archaeology and costumes from Leicestershire's past. Patricia has found volunteering at our collection centre enjoyable, satisfying and interesting, and she's such a valuable help to all the team there.
I'm Sarah Nichol and I am the Inspiring Collections Officer for Leicestershire County Council Museum Service, and I work at this resource here called the Collections Resources Centre. The volunteers bring a wealth of knowledge from their backgrounds. This enables us to be able to correctly identify garments, fabrics that may have been misidentified in the past.
I volunteered after my husband died. I'd been working with students every day and all of a sudden I was on my own. So I thought volunteering, I had an interest in history throughout my life, and volunteering seemed a way to go forward, meet people, do something exciting and get out of the house. Volunteers are a valuable resource. We are doing work that is not skill-based. Anybody can unpack and pack with a bit of training. Anybody could read a label. So we are freeing the qualified staff, the trained staff, the conservators to be able to do their job with the very important items. And we can find those along the way for them to conserve.
Century of Stories is reshaping the delivery of heritage and culture. It is a Heritage Lottery funded project which reaches out and supports the people of Leicestershire to find their connections to World War I. And there are a lot of people in Leicestershire, so without our volunteers, some of these connections would not be made. Find out how John has supported groups and individuals discover their connections.
Hello, I'm John Sutton. I'm a volunteer with the Century of Stories project, and we're working on multiple individual projects. Some of them include individuals working with people who are researching their own family history. There are some other groups which we have face-to-face contact with. These are groups with learning difficulties. All the groups have a project leader. My role with them is to provide the First World War information input. It's a bit of a technical issue with them. One of the major projects that the Century of Stories project has asked me to undertake is the digitising of a set of Leicestershire Regiment medical records. There's still plenty of work to do. I'm thinking about halfway through that project. There's something in the order of 60 to 65,000 individual records. But when it's done, it will be a major asset, and then how we then distribute that information is still yet to be determined. But that's one of the very major projects. So these projects are very mixed. It's all about World War I, and it's a great pleasure to be working with this project. So I hope it'll continue, and I'm going to be here for a while doing for other things, I'm sure, in the not too distant future. I'm here at the King's Power Stadium here today, which is the Leicester City Football Club's ground, because there's a particular event being staged today, which is the Pride of Leicestershire event. And I feel very honoured and extremely flattered that the project manager from the Century of Stories, Amanda Hanton, nominated me to receive an award, which is amazing. I couldn't believe when she told me about this. But I feel very honoured to even been considered, and there's a lot of good people here at the same event tonight who I would think will be very deserving as well, so it'd be really good.
As you've seen, volunteering really makes a difference, and these stories are ones of many. From archaeology to costume making, from teaching to heritage gardening, we support volunteers of all ages and backgrounds, and everyone has something special to offer. Sometimes it's easy for our volunteers to forget they're all part of a huge heritage, culture and learning family. As volunteers, you are providing services within your local communities at the right time, in the right place, for the right people, and your individual contributions make Leicestershire a better place. Thank you.